One of the companies I co-founded is a thing called Tether. And so Tether, the idea was to put the US dollar on the blockchain to give it the same attributes and capabilities as Bitcoin. And the reason for creating that was I saw that eventually central banks and treasury departments would say, oh, technology could be a tool to enhance our jobs, right? A tool that could improve our currency. And so I went around the world talking about this idea, teaching governments around about this idea, educating policymakers, speaking to the public, recognizing that that would likely happen one day. Technology is going to impact everything. Tether by itself, I think, was also a very successful experiment in the sense that there's about $10 trillion a year of transactions being done with it, which means there's demand for such a thing. And so what we have happening now is governments like China and other governments recognize that this idea had merit. They started experimenting with this concept about 3 years ago, and China is on the verge right now of launching a digital yuan. So if you go down to Latin America, if you're in Venezuela right now, the people of Venezuela do not want their local currency. They do not want the bolivar. It's essentially a failed currency. What do they all want? They want US dollars. That's true in places like Argentina and others. Similar in Africa, Southeast Asia. And so right now, there's a tremendous amount of demand for dollars for a variety of reasons all over the world. Once there is a digital yuan that is more accessible, I could conceive of a time in the not too distant future where people in all of these places would prefer to have a digital yuan. And I think the US dollar has to stay competitive with foreign currencies. If foreign governments are going to upgrade their currencies and make them digital, I think the US government, I think that we need to be doing something similar with our dollar. Do exactly what Tether has essentially done, but it should be being done at the Treasury and Federal Reserve level.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we had the Fed signal rate cuts, but remember, guys, they haven't cut rates yet. So we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction. So therefore, they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, we know the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto down, guys. We know we have options today. Stock market is flat, and we know the stock market has options. If you're a part of the Patreon stock premium account, make sure you pay attention to that stock calendar. Now, on the weekend, we're going to be the only game in town. Guys, we know it's like clockwork. So make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates right now moving up. We have the dollar slightly down. We have volume and crypto up. And we have Tether and USDC. And we have Binance integrates USDT on Toncoin network. And we know that's all about liquidity. Now, guys, do not forget about the Fed. Repo yesterday was at $388 billion. Make sure you're pulling that on a daily basis during the week. And we have the Fed holding rates higher for longer. And we're seeing the economy break. We're seeing the consumers break. Small businesses are breaking. And we know what comes next, mass layoffs. But remember, guys, this is part of the plan. They want the machines to take over. We have Biden and Trump to debate on the 27th. And we know that's a distraction to divide and conquer for the sheep. While the BRICS nations are planning the rise of this digital economy. And the next United States president is going to move us in to this fourth industrial revolution. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now, guys, we have the spot Bitcoin ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale right now all down. And we have Bitcoin ETF records 900 million in net outflows this week. And you know the crypto teacher told you first, do not get caught up in the hype boys. They're talking about all these inflows, but they weren't talking about the outflows. Make sure you're paying attention to both, especially if you're a trader. But getting over into a little crypto news, we have Midas launches new yield-bearing token, M-Basis, to compete with Athena. Also, we have Cosmos DAO Osmosis to adopt fee-free Bitcoin bridge. And we know how important interoperability is. Now we have Standard Chartered is building a spot Bitcoin and Ethereum trading desk. And remember, just a few years ago, all these big banks and big corporations were denying the utility of these digital assets. Now they're coming from behind the curtain and either investing or integrating. And we know the big banks and big corporations were funding crypto from the beginning. All you have to do is look at the funding rounds. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Trump gets $2 million from the Winklevoss twins. And crypto is about to enter the main stage. You have the debate next week, and I guarantee you these digital assets are going to be bought up, and you're going to have millions. And I'm talking about millions of people are watching, and now they're going to be presented with Bitcoin and crypto, and they're going to start doing research. They know it's now a reality. But next Thursday is going to start mass adoption in the minds of the masses. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And guys, the movies continue. Who created Trump coin? It's just getting ridiculous. And lastly, guys, we have California judge has ordered lawsuit against Ripple due to Brad Garlinghouse misleading statement in 2017 interview. And basically he said he was long on XRP while selling millions. And we see there's twists and turns in the movie. But remember what I told you guys, Brad Garlinghouse is eventually going to ride off in the sun. When you have CEOs that are nothing but talking puppets and they get that big payday once they've done their job and they ride off in the sun. And the same thing that's going to happen with Brad Garlinghouse. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Drama Team save the village. Part 2. King Yahshua and Grandma King save New York. From COVID 33, Part 3. King Yahshua and Grandma King goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.